glad that you followed the link that brought you here. Did you know that hopes and beliefs can absolutely trash your ability to attract abundance into your life? I want to talk with you about this and maybe uh, a little bit about my new workshop, Abundance, the Healer's Way of Attraction. I particularly want to speak to those of you who are healers, spiritual teachers, teachers of meditation, of yoga, and maybe a starving artist or two. Oh, and if there are a few starving coaches or therapists, you know who you are. You can go ahead and listen too. As I've traveled around the country teaching my workshops on the secret teachings of Hawaii, I've found that there are so many healers and teachers out there who are kind, compassionate, gifted, and highly skilled in what they do, and have really devoted themselves to a higher calling or purpose. But there's a problem a lot of them seem to have: lack of money. I'm not talking about abundance here, I'm talking about money, which is a big part of abundance. Now, why is it these people struggle with money? If anyone should be making money, it's people who have really devoted their lives to helping others. But most of these people, and I'm including myself here because I used to have the same problem, most of these people have several issues. For instance, one of the things I've noticed is that they usually charge too little for what they do. Either they do that to attract people, or they just feel guilty about charging. And not only do they charge less than they're worth, but then they feel guilty for charging even that. More often than not, they also give away their services and offer free sessions. Now, why is this? Most of them seem to rely on hope. They hope by just devoting themselves to what they do, more people will come and see them. Or they hope that their relationship to something higher, to a greater good, or to God will somehow help. This one is close to me. I used to think that way. Not consciously, of course. Well, maybe a little bit, but at some level. I thought that way for a long time, particularly when I first started seeing people. Well, hope doesn't attract people. Remember the story of Pandora's box? When Pandora opened a box Zeus had told her not to open, all the ills and woes of the world spilled out. The spirit of illness, the spirit of anger, the spirit of misery, and on and on. But eventually, the last spirit emerged, the spirit of hope. Now, in the modern version of the story, hope has been changed into something good and noble, something that comforts us. But in the original story, hope was just like all the other spirits in the box, a spirit of woe and misfortune. It comforts you, but it doesn't get rid of the pain. Now, why did the Greeks consider hope a bad thing? Because hope keeps you passive. Hope keeps you stuck. It keeps you relying on something magical and outside yourself to come save you. Hope doesn't bring people to see you, and hope doesn't bring you money. So if your practice isn't making as much as you'd like, and you find yourself waiting and hoping it will get better, well, stop it. Do something. Find out why you're stuck in hope and aren't drawing more people to you. Find out why you're not making as much money as you had, hoped. I often hear from healers, why should I worry about money? Well, not having money causes stress, no matter how hard you pretend it doesn't. When you have money problems, the stress lurks just under the surface and eats away at your peace of mind. When you don't have money, you can't take trainings or workshops that would help you develop new skills. And when we make only a little money in our practices, we tend to lower our rates or give it away for free, hoping Remember that word? Hoping more people will come and then spread the word about how good we are. Not having enough money also forces you to spend your time making money somewhere else, like working a job. And the time you spend working is time you could spend helping people or sharing your gifts. Having a job means you see less people, which means there'll be less people reaping the benefits of what you have to offer. Think about this. If you didn't have to work, how many more people could you help? But healers, spiritual teachers, counselors, and artists who suffer from a lack of money also have some pretty wonderful values in common. As I said earlier, they tend to be kind. They tend to be compassionate. They really want to help people and make the world a better place. They also want to improve their skills and learn as much as they can. They also tend to have a relationship with something higher, an awareness of a higher state of being, and a desire to relieve the pain and suffering they see around them. They also seem to have a belief that money shouldn't matter. And it shouldn't. You should be able to do what you do without worrying about money. But the truth is, when you have money, you don't worry about it the same way you do when you don't have it. So what can you do? You don't have much money. You don't really care about money, but you need money in order to keep doing what you're doing. You need money to have the luxuries of life, like a roof over your head and something to eat. A good place for you to start is by looking at your beliefs. Beliefs are formed from emotional reactions we had to events that happened in the past. So, something happened to you and you felt really, really bad. Those negative feelings sort of etched thoughts into your brain. Thoughts like, oh, that was bad. And if you knew what's good for you, you'll stay away from that. Those thoughts then become beliefs that try to keep you from experiencing those bad feelings that they came from. Now, when you're confronted with a new, challenging situation, your brain doesn't want to shuffle through all your past emotions and thoughts to figure out what to do. Instead, the brain saves time by going directly to your beliefs that tell you what action to take. For instance, let's say as a child you heard your parents argue about money all the time. Their fighting made you feel bad, and those bad feelings formed the belief that money is bad. From then on, when it comes to making money, you'll avoid it because a part of you believes it will cause you to feel bad, just like you felt so many years ago. So long ago, in fact, that you've probably forgot those feelings and even the thoughts that they formed. So now you just avoid making money. Beliefs come from your parents, from your churches and temples, from your friends, from your country, and, most importantly, from the events in your own life. What can you do? Well, you could tweak a current belief you have about money and change it into something better. How do you do that? Try this. Take this thought. I can do a lot of things without money. That's very true, isn't it? You believe it? I certainly do. You can help people, you could go places, you can enjoy family and friends. All sorts of possibilities exist that don't require money. So consider that belief again. I can do a lot of things without money. Now let's tweak it. Try adding this to the end of it. I can do all those things and a lot more with money. Isn't that also true? Take some time with that. Go inside and ponder the statements. I can do a lot of things without money, but I can do all those things and a lot more with money. When you seriously consider that new belief, I mean, really get the truth of it deep inside you, you automatically install a new belief. And that new belief opens you up to the possibility of still doing the things you're doing and making money at it. And when you're making money, you could still give away free sessions or charge certain people less money whenever you want. Now, that's just one belief and one way we can change it. But some beliefs are deeply rooted in the past. Here are some beliefs I find a lot of healers and spiritual teachers have in common. As you think about them, look for some twinge in your body that lets you know that maybe a part of you believes in them. Money should just come to you doing what you love. You shouldn't focus on money. Money really isn't that important. If you're rich in love, health, and happiness, you don't need money. Making a lot of money would take away from more important things. Any one of those beliefs can stop you from making money, even if only a small part of you believes in it. Sometimes the only way to dissolve beliefs like these is to release the emotion that caused them to form in the first place. But how do you do that if you don't know what caused them? Well, in my Abundance, the Healer's Way of Attraction workshop, I'll show you a shamanic method that comes out of the Hawaiian tradition. It's called walking the stones. It's a very powerful way to take a belief, find the event and its emotional charge that caused it to form, and release it. When you do that, the belief that's attached to the emotion can just disappear. By walking the stones, you will instantly change your beliefs about money that keep you stuck in that hell of not enough or that netherworld of just enough. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with shamans or journeying, don't worry. You won't have any trouble. As long as you can picture something in your mind, you'll do just fine. I want to leave you with one more thought to think about until we talk again. Ask yourself, how could I help more people if I had more money? Ask yourself that question several times a day and let the answers just bubble up from deep down inside. How could I help more people if I had more money? And if what we talked about interests you and you think you might be able to use a little extra money in your life doing what you love doing, then just click on the links below to find out more about how you could be a part of this new workshop that takes an entirely new approach to abundance. And come back for my next talk, which will be for people who would like to know more about values and what we'll be doing in the next workshop. I hope, there's that word again, that you come back and spend some time with me. I mean, I'll be here, so why not you? Take care. Oh, and remember, check out the links down below. And if you really enjoyed this, then please share it with somebody you think might get something out of it. So until next time, mahalo.